The word for today is auspicious. There's very auspicious energy in your field. We're going to go ahead and decode that keyword. However, there is a message that I've drawn forth or anchored from the astral realm, and I keep hearing like a redo or a do-over. There's something that you're embodying in this lifetime, and it's many ancestral gifts and abilities that have been existing in quantum potential, have been hidden within the depths of your own psyche, that you are now bringing forth. I'm hearing this is part of your mission. It's also, I keep seeing a permission slip being granted. So it's something that you finally are giving yourself and also your ancestors to fully express through you in the totality of existence itself. Does that make sense? It's almost like fractal expressions and things that have been suppressed and hidden within your internal realm that is now being expressed and shown, embodied, and I'm seeing modeled through you. All right, something is being expressed through you as a conduit. So let's go ahead and define auspicious real quick, and then we'll begin. I had this energy in my archives, and then last night I got the confirmation. You're gonna see how this weaves in. This is really just a really in-depth message that I feel like I've been decoding over the last week or so, almost like loads of little breadcrumbs, like this Easter egg hunt. So that could be how you've been feeling along your journey, like something has led to something else. I'm hearing everything is connected to everything else. So auspicious means that something is seen as favorable, fortunate, aligned, or carrying positive potential or blessings. I keep seeing rainbow energy could be a huge theme as well. That's how you're going to know this is for you. And also the cornucopia energy, which is many wishes being fulfilled and a harvestation that's happening. This could be how these gifts or abilities and you following the breadcrumbs of your intuition, I'm hearing encoded into your experience by your higher self, by the oversoul, that can see the full landscape of time space and how one action leads to a chain reaction. That's why I keep seeing a chain reaction, but it's almost like the snowball effect where something leads to something else and it gradually builds momentum. I'm hearing gathers traction in the material realm. It's leading you towards a tangible harvestation of some kind. It could be like a physical experience, a physical reward by following this dance that's happening between unseen forces or an unseen eternal higher intelligence through the third dimensional experience. And it's leading to mastery in how you navigate this terrestrial plane following celestial intentions. Okay, that's what's coming through. So it also talks about, it refers to a sign, timing, a symbol, event, or an energy that suggests something beneficial is unfolding. So something very beneficial is unfolding. It's an auspicious beginning or a promising start. It also could be an omen, so it's a positive sign or an auspicious alignment. But the conditions are harmonizing in a way that supports your growth, success, expansion, or transformation. Now, if you are new here or you're not, this isn't just things that I. This is it's led to a whole culmination point. Oh my god, even my SD card is writing slow right now, so it's like the third dimension has been playing catch up with all the work that's been happening in the etheric, energetic realms. But this is the moment where ether and matter meet. I'm hearing at this convergence point. So there could be a decision that you're being called to make that alters the trajectory of your life. That's what I'm seeing. Even this message, it feels like a snowball effect because I thought I was going to open it one way and it's ended up going down a complete different rabbit hole. So it very much feels like Alice journeying through Wonderland, where she comes out of this experience, but she's never the same. It's like this invisible current that you jump into and it flows you away into another realm of existence, right? Like this corridor of safe passage that's open for you, where you're being beckoned to come and safely learn more of what your life experience on Earth could look like as you follow the beneficial information that you're anchoring from your higher self. And it's very healing information because it's allowing you to, I'm hearing, complete the story of your soul in the tangible realm. This is completely going a different way than maybe you could have expected, but this is the turning point for you. Now, there was also another message about that invisible current. It's part of a counterpart Earth. So it's not that you're somewhere else, it's that you're very much anchored into this planet. And the funny thing is, and the paradox also, is that the more you trust this higher guidance, the more grounded you'll feel, the more reassured you'll feel in every step that you take, being incredibly intentional, beginning to organize your life around this intention, around this mission. And I'm just seeing someone very calm, regulated, right? That's a forbidden knowledge. It's also the forgotten language of how to quiet the logical mind and follow the compass of your heart. That's what it feels like. Okay, so let me share with you what happened in the astral realm last night. What I saw was diamonds that were clear, specifically these diamonds, which are clear quartz. So again, I'm seeing this as you being a clear conduit, and you can see how they've crystalline. Anyway, these diamonds were inside of this cave, and what happened is that these diamonds act as prisms where light began to refract through them and actually disperse these different, I'm hearing, trajectories, points, or the light spectrum. So I saw crystals in a cave that had been growing. The message I got from that is light or source refracts or expresses itself through many mediums, all right? And this is knowing that not everything that looks like light not everything has to look like light for it to be light. This is knowing that everything has great destructive potential and then also infinite potential simultaneously existing within it. That's what I'm seeing. The more out of harmony you've fallen into when it comes to this knowing, the more destruction or chaos you have experienced this third dimensional realm through, and the more that you've been able to trust that inner cosmos and return to that inner still sanctuary, the more the secret order to what has felt disorderly to the logical mind has unveiled itself to you, has revealed itself to you. There is a cosmos within the chaos, and there has always been a secret order for you to remember yourself. First of all, that's one of your biggest desires, to remember why you're on this planet, and then begin to organize your life around that why. All right. Now, the inner cave, it's 11:11 right now on the clock as well. So this could be, again, a wish coming true. It's very much a confirmation, like some type of wish is being fulfilled. The inner cave represents your subconscious, right? So it's revealing any kind of crystallized gifts. I'm also seeing crystalline gifts, so etheric gifts from quantum or local connections. Anyway, it's streamlining into your earthly, tangible experience, where this has been a frequency that's been forming long before you consciously became aware of it. So this was something that was always encoded within you. It was something that was always encoded into your experience existing in infinite potential, and it's been waiting for you to shine your awareness, which I'm seeing being a light that illuminates, and this eternal light within you that is illuminating and guiding your path moving forth, and being able to also trust that awareness beneath the surface. So I'm seeing that something has been forming for long periods of time, and your lineage may have only been able to perceive certain fragments of the spectrum, right? When we talk about the life spectrum, seeing life through survival, fear, limitation, suppression, but through awareness, you're beginning to refract more of the full light of consciousness itself, and of consciousness being able to express itself through the self, through a conduit. And there's just a way that you're surrendering to how energy wants to flow through you, how these gifts want to be expressed through you, and you're having to trust that. All right, I'm hearing that's where your abundance lies. And so crystals were growing naturally within this cave as well, which is showing that this isn't something that has ever been lost, but instead, again, it's crystallized in a place of darkness. It's been waiting for enough pressure, enough time, and awareness to finally become visible. Now, it reminds me of this reading that I did actually about diamonds forming underneath the surface. So I'll link that down below because that's definitely being activated. But the title for that reading is that you've been hidden in plain sight. Like your gifts have been hidden in plain sight, or you've been hidden in plain sight. So now to see this translate into a third dimensional experience for you acting and honoring the soul's intentions is leading to, I'm seeing Dharma, which is the rapid unfoldment of your life journey and path. So before that even came through in the astral realm, let me backtrack. So a couple of days ago, there's a word on that microwave that's sticking out to me right now. It says 𝓲𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓬. Let me go ahead and decode this real quick because I for some reason it's really leg. This is gonna be relevant somehow. Is it tech or leg? Hold on, let me double check what that says real quick. Are you freaking kidding me? Look at this, right? It said 𝓬𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓬. I just went close enough to see if it was an LLT. Look at the definition of the Hebrew word. It said, did you mean 𝓣𝓻𝓪 𝓚, which is Hebrew phrase for repairing the world or healing the world. Are you kidding me? This is what I mean. Everything leads to everything else, but you're gonna have to follow the breadcrumbs. So in Jewish mysticism or spiritual philosophy, it refers to the idea that humans participate in restoring harmony, balance, and divine order through conscious action, compassion, justice, and inner transformation. So tikkun olam could be significant for you. It's TIKKUN space OLAM, right? Repairing the world or healing the world. This is happening through you. I'm going to do a whole nother separate reading on this, in how you heal yourself and your organism and your vessel simultaneously also heals the planet Earth, and you're doing grid work wherever you are. You have ancestral contracts and agreements and soul contracts with the lay of the land itself. And the lay of the land message is all about ancestral wisdom that has been encoded into the field, the very field that you're moving through, and the field is also experiencing it. You move through it and you're being welcomed into this season. I'm just seeing like a welcome back, the restoration of these gifts. So it's about healing any kind of fragmentation, any parts of the lineage that have been left behind or have been buried, and you're bringing some type of light into the distorted system. And I'm seeing the distortion is that you were ever separate from your divinity when you are the divine being moving through the matrix. All right, that's what I'm seeing. So it's closely tied to themes of soul purpose, ancestral healing, and karmic repair, embodying higher principles within physical reality. Are you freaking kidding me? Bro, let me just, again, this is taking a complete different turn. And the fact that this happened right before we saw 11/11 as well, I'm seeing it as a wish come true for your lineage being expressed through you. How are we not even on the main part of the message yet? I'm getting chills for you, all right? I'm also seeing connect the dots, okay? This is being connect the dots. You're not able to connect the dots looking forward right now, but you are going to look back at where you currently are. And like your future self looks back at where you are and it sees right now this realization, whatever's being uncovered or expressed to you, leaves a mark in historical timeline that forever changes the trajectory of your life. And it's because you're taking conscious action to actually support this in the physical realm. Now let's backtrack, all right? Thank you for being here with me, by the way. If you've made it to this point, comment down below a rainbow emoji or something that's going to be significant for you, because this is the rainbow energy, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Comment down that below. I'm not going to say to claim that message because I just feel this message, I feel like it's a bit corny, but just to, you know, solidify and let us know that you're here on this ride, you're feeling this momentum, you're feeling this energy, because I'm feeling it for you. I'm feeling it happen through you. This is magical. It's very auspicious, all right? Let me go ahead and share with you what's been happening over the last week. So I have been studying rainbows. I've been guided to study rainbows, the physics behind it, the metaphysics, the esoterics, and it's all led me to this convergence point, to this sacred well line collision that's happening right here. And rainbows are a lot to do with transcending the medium in which you're immersed in. I'm going to go ahead and share with you the definition of transcendence. So transcendence means to move beyond the limitations of a lower state and expand into a higher level of awareness, understanding, and existence itself. So it talks about surpassing, rising above, or going beyond ordinary perception or conditioning. This is about you transcending the conditions or programs of your lineage. And you've had to experience it to actually understand what that is. You've had to live it to be able to live beyond it. So you're moving beyond some type of fear-based identity. You're seeing beyond that ego, that limitation, what the avatar that you've incarnated into has been programmed in, or within it, has encoded within it, has adopted within it, and you're moving beyond those set of perceived limitations. That's what's happening. There's no longer unconscious patterns that are controlling your life. So you're transcending that survival consciousness, and you're going to see what that looks like. That transcendence doesn't mean avoidance or to escape it, but it's the ability to face something fully. So it could be you facing the fear within yourself, yet still acting even in the presence of that fear, not waiting for the absence of fear to take that action. And that's helping you not just understand it and integrate it, but also no longer be unconsciously ruled by it. That's what's happening, right? Transcendence is when you begin to become aware of those systems and those patterns and still have them no longer control your life. And that is the point of divergence that you're creating for your lineage. And that's how you're exiting this karmic loop, essentially. And you're entering into a season of co-creation where you're co-creating with the material realm. I'm just seeing things assimilate and assemble into your third dimensional experience to assist you with this co-creation. So that brings me back to the main message that's been happening. So the main message that I was receiving is the ancient law about these leprechauns that guard this pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And you're being guided towards that, let's just say that law, you're being guided to experience that journey unfolding back on itself. Okay, it's a story that's unfolding back on itself, except for you're getting to do something differently this time. You're getting to show up for yourself in a way that you weren't able to do within these parallel past life existences. So from a quantum perspective, let me take you on the story of the soul, and I might even throw up some illustrations just so that you can dive deep into what it is that I was seeing, what it is that I was feeling, and then we'll catch you up to speed, and then we'll do a reading around this. This story has always been describing consciousness itself, because a rainbow is created when white light refracts into a visible spectrum of frequencies. And in many ways, source consciousness appears to do the exact same thing. It's this one plasma-like intelligence that then begins to express and experience and reflect itself through all creation itself, through the archetypes, the identities, the characters that we play, the experiences, the timelines, the environments. It's one single being interacting with itself, this one body of consciousness that is experiencing the boundary, which allows it to have this interactive experience within the third dimension. Now you're seeing beyond this veil of separation and into the lens of unity, which allows you to co-create with all things, understanding that all things are you and you are everything. And that is the one emanation that's difference in only seeming. That is source disguised in all things. That level of awareness has not yet been held within the lineage. That level of awareness is understanding that it's one light that all things emerge from. That's why you've landed. Now, from this remembering, there is a certain level of mastery that happens in how we consciously navigate the third dimension. From this level of remembrance that you're seated within, I'm hearing that has been seated within all of us to access once again while inside of the experience, it leads to you shifting into what we like to call a counterpart earth. And these are spectrums of frequencies. So the human eye can only see a very limited range. It can only see these 7 colors of the rainbow. It can only see this visible light spectrum, while the soul is able to understand the unified field behind it. That is your multi-sensory perception system. It's your third eye that is opening. It allows you to see what's going on in dimensions or frequencies, counterpart frequencies that coexist all around us and interact with us within this experience through the lens of the soul. There is far more, I'm hearing, of an expansive network that continues to expand the moment you become aware of it. Once you become aware of it, there is more to become aware of that has always been guiding you through this terrestrial plane. It's a celestial dance that's now unfolding. And I see with this level of remembrance, there are many people, there are many other souls. I'm seeing gathering networks. I'm hearing folklore, specifically like folklore. Let me go ahead and define that, which is gonna, it's like consciousness folding back in on itself. Because if you think about a rainbow, it's not like a traditional arc. It's actually, which shows that time is not linear, it's spherical. So it's this, it creates this complete form. It's this circular energy that folds back into itself. So it's like you're going to be meeting yourself through different disguises, archetypes, and form, so again and again and again, and is recognizing that everyone and everything wants to see you in the grand scheme of things. Okay. Folklore, let me go ahead and define that. Folklore refers to the traditions, stories, myths, legends, beliefs, symbols, customs, and oral teachings passed down through generations within a culture or community. So it's myths, fairy tales, spiritual stories, symbolic creatures, cultural rituals, superstitions, and ancestral wisdom. Yeah, leprechauns is part of Irish folklore. And if we think about our Irish type of energy, we think about the four-leaf clover. We think about something that is fortunate, and it's this good luck that happened. But it's everything has been preparing you for you to be seated in this level of awareness so that you can see this translate into your third dimensional experience. Green could be symbolic. All right, if we think about green within the color of the rainbow, this helps you see life on earth through your biggest filter perception being the heart space. The heart space is your interconnectedness to all things. That's where this unfolds. It's from this level of awareness. And that was the very thing that was encoded within the DNA. It's the memory of existence itself. If we speak about Ptah energy and even the Anunnaki, this was encoded within every human. To access this level of remembrance while being seated within the construct was always your birthright. Yeah, it's your birthright, right? And here go the lights. Let's go ahead and that's it. It resets your entire experience. Like you'll see your experience. It's like something clicks. It goes off and on again. That's what this is. So yeah, it also talks about moral lessons, and it's not just fiction, it's a symbolic language a culture uses to express reality, consciousness, nature, mystery, and the unseen. You're part of this experience. I'm seeing the way that your life story is going to unfold as like folklore moving forth, because you're in this world, yet you're experiencing an alternate expression of it. That's what it is to transcend the matrix lens. That's what it is to become the glitch inside of the matrix, because you're in the system, but you're operating by an instruction manual that transcends the system. That's how you become buoyant and less dense in the medium you're immersed in. So I'm seeing a flow state that's happening in how I'm seeing like a dragon type of energy, like a snake energy. So it could be the serpent rising, the Kundalini rising. That's what it is. And that's the realization. The realization is that the journey was never truly outward. It was inward. All external networks were leading you back towards your etheric cosmic origins. All external encounters were a projection, a holographic projection of you meeting yourself over and over and over again. That's what this is. And you're going to be held within the experience. You are held within the very scene that you're in right now. There are also scenes that are waiting and ready to receive you, that have already received you, that has already come to be. You're witnessing the becoming of it. You're witnessing the linear unfoldment of this. That's what this is. You will be taking care of yourself. through all expressions of you. That's what it is. There's a season in which you're being received in. The search for the pot of gold becomes symbolic of the soul seeking something it believes exists outside of itself, only to eventually transcend the illusion of separation and realize that the treasure was always connected to its own source of awareness. It's the end that folds back into the beginning. It's the seeker that folds back into itself. So going over the rainbow becomes a symbolic representation of transcendence, moving beyond identification with only the visible construct, beyond these inherited conditionings, and beyond the fragmented perception of reality. The gold represents coherence, it represents remembrance, it represents monatomic gold, right? Which we cultivate from the pineal gland. We cultivate gold within the body that allows us to become extremely conducive. This is also how we grow gray matter in the brain and are able to sustain these levels of awareness as we move through this construct. Gray matter eventually grows down the spine, right? It allows your entire organism to anchor in the higher self, the higher embodiment, the higher expression, the higher knowing as you move through the system. And that is transcendence happening through you because your ancestors are getting to experience what it's like to move through the planet Earth in this way, to be totally connected with yourself and also everything in which you are, right? Everything in which is you. So it's the return to the unified white light that is hidden behind the refraction. And that's what I feel like the leprechaun represents, right? If we speak about the esoterics and not the exoteric version of it, then it's protecting this deeper wisdom that you've had, where consciousness is finally ready to realize that it was never seeking anything externally. All along, it was seeking this remembrance within itself. And I'm seeing it. You've discovered that pot of gold. And then that begins to translate into your life experience. This reminds you of the world card, which I'm going to go ahead and find real quick because this is definitely where you've reached. The world card is the fool, and he embarks on this journey. He meets all the characters, which are just different octaves of himself that are being holographically projected in this reality. And so there's an illusion of separation between him and these different characters so that they can have an interactive experience. And that's what the third dimension offers us. We get to experience the rules of duality. So the world card speaks about life on Earth, and it talks about prolonged embodiment within a human vessel leads to one forgetting their etheric origins. However, this speaks about coming back into alignment with the earth itself. And again, a conscious organism, it's the container. And within your biology, you hold what this container has within it, right? On a cellular level, the remembrance has always been encoded within you. And so the world card mirrors the completion of a cycle. It's where consciousness is no longer, you can see that dragon energy and the phoenix energy rising. It's where consciousness no longer experiences itself as fragmented pieces moving through separation, but instead this unified field that is observing itself through many frequencies at once. And there are always many frequencies around us. The human eye is not able to see things like infrared or ultraviolet light or radio waves or gamma rays or X-rays. So symbolically, the visible rainbow becomes representative of the limited range of perception available through ordinary human consciousness. While the soul remembers that there is far more beyond the visible spectrum of light that you are able to go and access, okay? And I'm seeing go within in order to access. To go within is to go over the rainbow. That's what it is, right? It's transcending the limited perception of the human or the avatar that you're seated within, and to move beyond identifying with that narrow visible band of reality and understand that there is a counterpart earth that is overlaid within this construct, that is the cosmic overlay over the earth that you're constantly interacting with. And that has always been your birthright to access. And now you're learning how to trust that in a way that your ancestors couldn't. I'm also seeing to come back into that trust that you were able to through many other existences. I'm also seeing other civilizations. So that's the message, right? The world card is life folding back in on itself. It's consciousness meeting itself over and over and over again. And there is just a different way that you're moving through this construct. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a message around this. It's been a whole rabbit hole. Let me read Life on Earth, the short synopsis of this real quick. But it's a completion point. Completion, success, fulfillment, and harmony. So you're also completing a cycle. You're transcending a lesson, a ancestral lesson that has been repeating through eons. The world and life on Earth represents fulfillment and completion. You've made it to the end of whatever you set out to do, and a new cycle is approaching. Before you waltz off on your next journey, be sure to take a minute to bask in your success. You've wanted this for so long, and now it's finally here. Allow yourself to revel in it. This is it. When you move through life with this level of awareness, if you go and get a coffee from the barista, you recognize her as yourself, right? And there's something about just being in the matrix, but seeing the beauty of the interaction itself, right? It's understanding that we are playing with ourselves, and there's something around that, like, we are just meeting ourselves over and over and over again. Let's go ahead and get a gateway of the light activation message. That is the real gold, and that is the invisible current that flows you away into another realm that you jump into. This is what it is. It's the invisible current that flows you into another realm of existence entirely, where you are in this world, but you're also experiencing it with otherworldly knowledge. Holy Grail, you are what you seek. This is the divine feminine energy, right? It's the chalice, inner discovery, finding sacredness. This is so important because it's essentially something that hasn't been experienced before. To come into this remembrance, and then to be able to move through life with this remembrance and understand that every being is a fractal of infinite potential, sourced from the same wisdom, and learning to return to that wisdom once again. We all emerge from this unified field of consciousness, from this one field of information we all stem from. And that is the nature of existence itself. You're coming back to the source. So the Holy Grail has been a mystery for thousands of years. Many believe that it was a cup that Jesus drank from at the Last Supper, or that was used to collect his blood at the crucifixion, while others believe that it was a person, possibly Mary Magdalene. It's been described as a stone, a dish, a cauldron. The energy of this card is strongly related to a physical space, which is the Chalice Well in southwest England. It's a sacred garden where many people go to connect with the great goddess and discover the mysteries within. As a gateway, the Holy Grail is the cup of our heart, which we can allow to be filled by source light, so that we are overflowing with divine love. The gateway, therefore, encourages us to stop searching outside of ourselves for truth and go within, to realize that we've had everything we've been searching for the whole time. It's like inviting the divine in, but knowing that was already there before we asked. You've been on a great quest, searching, seeking, and discovering. But the farther you've gone, the more your heart has called you back. You may still be looking for treasure, but you are now discovering that all roads lead back to you. What did I say? If you are here, the light that I see in you is a reflection of me, and the light that you see in me is a reflection of you. I love the recognition that happens within the interactive experience, because we can find the beauty, right? It's peace that emerges from this knowing, instantaneous peace. You are the answer. The great source of creation holds a shiny mirror in front of you. You are the divine. You are created, and you are creating. There's a different way that you're creating. When you create in this third dimension from this level of coherence, there is no resistance in that creation. It's extremely conducive. It's not scattered. There's no limited life force flowing through you as a conduit when it comes to your creative ability, because you see yourself clearly and you see all things clearly. Therefore, creation flows from you freely. That's what's happening. Creating from this level of coherence is not about the seeds that you plant, it's about who you are at the time that you plant them. So, yeah, you have been searching for God, and God is within, so go with them. This is the key to heaven. Your cup is overflowing, your gifts are being unlocked. Let the world share your treasure. This is entering into God mode. That's what it is. And when I say that, it's about, and it's reactivating your infinite potential that has been dormant. That's what this is. We even have abundance that was here at the base. I'm going to go ahead and pull a Star Child message deck too. Really, at this point, everything is, I'm hearing soluble, okay? It's everything is connected to each other. At this point, these are just archetypal expressions. It's understanding the illusional separation between you and everything else, including the device that you're tuning into this right now. You're in a dream. Are you waking up inside of the dream? Are you lucid inside the dream? Because you realize you're inside the mind of Source, dreaming this experience into being, yet you're also living inside of the mind of Source, living inside of your own dream. Are you awake within the construct? 𝓤𝓪𝓷𝓬𝓮, right? If you know, you know. 𝓤𝓪𝓬𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓬, 𝓤𝓪𝓬𝓻𝓪. Come back, come back, come back. Wake, wake, wake. Awaken, awaken, awaken. Remember, remember, remember. To awaken is not to change who you are, it's to discard all the societal programs that have distorted the way that you see yourself. It's consciousness coming back to itself. You have nurture. This energy is heavily correlated with Mary Magdalene. So I'll go ahead and read that frequency, but really Mary Magdalene is just, she's an archetype within the field of manifestation in which all creation emerges from. You have Mary Magdalene and creation itself. So it's creation from a soul perspective, creating from the soul, experiencing itself through form. And as you can see, the third eye here is extremely open and awake. So I'm going to go ahead and actually read some of the keywords, but essentially it's also about the Mother Earth. This is the non-physical and eternal higher intelligence, the fluid, shape-shifting, infinite being in which you are. This could be an archetype that you want to work with that can assist you. It's the frequency. It's less about Mary Magdalene herself, and it's more about, you might want to watch the spirit guides reading that I did. It's a teaching, so I'll go ahead and link that down below. But essentially, she is an archetype that occupies a very specific dimensional realm, which means she occupies a very specific frequency, and these are also octaves within you, where she is a conduit to streamline the information that dwells within the realm that she resides in. That's what this is. So it could be an archetype that you want to work with. Nurture speaks about self-healing, healing the earth, Ruby Ray, birthing the new earth, divine co-creation, and it's the loving womb of Mother Gaia. I receive the high vibrational light of Ruby Ray, which brings unconditional love and self-acceptance through a gentle embrace. So the Ruby Ray descends to heal separation trauma and negative self-talk. Ascended beings are using ruby colors to convey their deep love for you. Nurture yourself and all other beings, including Gaia. So there is a level of responsibility. The thing is, once you cultivate this level of awareness, there is a level of, conscious creation that happens in how we responsibly interact with the matrix, because we're no longer just merely doing this unconsciously. We're very conscious with how we exchange our life force with the world around us. So yeah, this is a physical and energetic exchange that's happening. It speaks about the human mind, thinks that love can be proven through drama, but in the ethers, amongst the ascended ones, the opposite is known. This is wisdom that you're invited to explore when it comes to this deep love. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Dear human, the earth needs you, but not in the way that you think. Humans tend to make Gaia into another human, to project emotions onto her. This is not the truth. The earth cannot be saved by the mental, emotional thinking, as it does not need to be saved. The earth does not judge or suffer. It only feels the suffering of humanity. So again, as you're healing yourself, and to heal is to integrate is to become whole with, this knowing, this coherence, you are able to anchor in the perspective of Source while inside of the system. you can anchor in that embodiment of source, of peace and harmony, and that becomes extremely contagious. That is an exothermic reaction that you begin to have. You transfer that light, that heat, that coherence to your surroundings. The best way to lead this embodiment is by example. There's some kind of way that you're being called to become an example of what that looks like, to responsibly and coherently move through the system. Let's go and take a look at creation itself. Creation is a unique expression, a flow of creation, joyfulness, express with joy, be yourself and open to the new. You have a unique part to play. So there is a way in which the soul wants to experience and express itself through form, through your own unique energetic design. And I'm hearing genetic makeup and the gifts encoded into the bloodline that you've incarnated into. That is as unique as a snowflake. So there is a unique expression or perspective, subjective lens that source gets to experience through the identity, archetype, or role that you're playing. And you're being called to lean into that. So the comet of creation is my messenger for spiritual evolution that brings an abundant energy from manifestation. This consciousness impacts me as I open my heart to love and inspires the intellect with great innovation. At the threshold of an evolutionary leap, the comet of creation neutralizes shyness, creative blocks, and identity masks with a blazing light of truth. This loving comet takes dreams and etheric vision from the spiritual realm and into the physical with great ease and speed. Your creator consciousness is greatly expanding, even if it's been pushed down in the past. On a spiritual level, you're weaving etheric strands to manifest your dreams. These strands are connections to people, places, and energies that you're pulling down from the ethers. The comet of creation is guiding you in this process. What do we speak about? It's the interconnected web or blueprint that connects you to everything. It's the interconnected web of Indra. When the Lemurians saw shooting stars, they knew, what do we speak about? 1111, a shooting star, a wish come true type of energy. They received light codes from many numerous planets and many star systems. Each time, the multidimensional information propelled the Lemurian civilizations forward into a more abundant and prosperous life. So again, this could be Lemurian energy for sure. That's, again, time is a spherical model, so it's always folding back in on itself. I'm seeing it's a wave of information. It's like a wave of gifts that are re-emerging within you, within this avatar that you've been able to re-download from the stream. You think about each avatar as an iPhone, like a device, right? It becomes a divine instrument. And then the iCloud is like the morphic genetic field where you can reinstall this information that has been encoded within the ethers, right? It's the instruction manual of how the non-physical manifests into form. If you feel overwhelmed by your spiritual expansion, if you are getting too many downloads, then it's time to give your ideas more form, all right? This is going to be your message and advice. Write, paint, or speak, or do all these things to take it into the realm of expression. Do not imitate, find your own path of light, which is saying that there is a unique expression that's wanting to flow from you. Again, if you're getting too many downloads, because I feel like there's a lot of rabbit droppings when it comes to this. I start saying like, okay, whatever. It's like the breadcrumbs, right? Many breadcrumbs, and that's because the North Node still right now is in Pisces, and that's like ruled by Neptune and Jupiter energy. So it's like the breadcrumbs that are leading you towards this expansion. It's been many side quests that have been part of the main quest, where it's time to bring your ideas to form, right? Give your ideas some form, give them some structure. I would say the compass card is what I'm seeing in the Shaman's Dream Oracle message, which is reducing your life down to the next 24-hour compartment. Give yourself a set of instructions or a to-do list that you want to get done over the next 24-hour compartment or time span. And I'm seeing don't overestimate what you can do in that time, but also don't underestimate how many tiny decisions you make within those 24 hours create a branching universe and different access points within the nodes, within the field itself. That is the message for you, my love. And yeah, I've got so much love for you. Thank you for moving through the system responsibly. Thank you for being conscious in how you create. If you're still here, your last message is, do I hear the voice of my heart? And how do I invite friends into my life? So there could be something about the heart space having its own neural network. Again, it's connecting you to people, places, and things. So listen to the heart. It's an intelligent quantum technology that is going to be guiding the way. All right, what do I plant to have a good harvest? Again, it's harvestation. There's something that you're planting. I'm hearing there's something that has been encoded into your heart space. It could be a passion, it could be something that has a lot of potential for growth, but whatever it is, it's this divine blaze. So allow it to just flow through you. Thank you for being here on the journey. I feel like this whole message was a journey within itself. And yeah, that's gonna be it. So I'm gonna love and leave you right there. Let me know what you think this is. Let me know if you've made it to this point. Comment down below what you're going to do within the next 24 hours. What is the step that you'll take to ground this from ether into matter? Because you are the conduit, you are the bridge between realms to bring an idea from mind and manifest that into the matrix. What is that? So I'm gonna love and leave right there. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing, especially if you've been a part of this whole message. It's really a pleasure to have you come into this world line collision. So welcome to the nucleus of a family. Welcome to the communication hub. It's a place of coherence. So restoring electrical communication with the source allows us to tune deeper into our purpose, deeper into our mission, deeper into carrying this level of awareness and embodying that new earth. This is the golden age consciousness and streamlining that into the present, which has always been the eternal now. That's all it is, that's all it was, and that's all it ever will be. So welcome home, welcome back to yourself. And I trust that you will continue to move through your day, gently waking yourself up and bringing yourself back again and again, as many times as necessary, but always come back to yourself. So right, also check out Otter Spirit if you guys are looking for some high quality AAE grade jewelry. You have 2 discount codes for that down below. 1 of the proceeds are donated towards Otter Sanctuaries. It's a small family owned business that handcraft these beautiful gemstones. You even have crystal balls to choose from as well, necklaces, bracelets, the whole 9 yards. And yeah, that's gonna be it, my love. So thank you for doing what it is that you do. Thank you for healing the earth as you heal yourself as an extension and expression of her. Feel her pulse move through you as you move through her, and your heart's beat as well.